Good morning, y'all. I'm just now waking up, having some coffee. Welcome, fam, to FrankiVerse Café. Come and hang out. Tell me what's going on with you. Yes, I am wearing a hand-crocheted cardigan that I have not finished the sleeve for yet. I just woke up. I gotta have my coffee, and then I can start finishing sleeves to my garments. How is everyone doing? Welcome. New thing happening at FrankiVerse Café. Look at this creepy, spooky, cute, weird shit little doll that I made. I love it. I think she's fun. I think I'm gonna call her Adelaide. I love her yarn hair. She's kind of got the shaved sides sort of style going on. She's a badass. Yes, her arms are longer than her legs. Whatever, it's my doll. I can make it however I want. She gives great hugs. So there. Yeah, but here's this creepy, spooky, fun little doll that I made. I've been wanting to make weird dolls for like literally decades. I don't know. I've just had it in my heart forever to make weird dolls that are just kind of mildly creepy, you know? And they're not meant to be dangerous or haunted or anything, but with very few modifications. I'm sure you could easily turn this into a possessed doll, a poppet, a voodoo doll. I mean, whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, pretty sure I'm going to start putting these on FrankiWasHere.com and selling cute as shit. I mean, you can use them as dog toys. I think that's valid too. Like, whatever you want to do with it. Oh, sorry. She just said her name is actually Veronica. You look like a Veronica. Adelaide's maybe more. I am real. Hi. I just have a filter on my face because I think they're fun. And I just woke up and I don't have to do makeup or anything. I can just push this filter button. Voila. Magical face. And I don't have to do any makeups. I can just drink my coffee. Thank you. But I get it. I understand why you ask. Because how do you know anything's real anymore in this reality? I have no idea. Anything could be ChatGPT. Anything could be AI. Anybody could be an alien. I don't know. Are there any aliens out there living amongst us humans? Hi. Come hang out at FrankiVerse Café and talk to me. Do you have weird reptilian eyeballs? Can you show me that? I like that trick. I think that's fun. The Watchers? And Blurry Beard is an alien. Tell me about the Watchers. And hello, alien friend. Welcome to FrankiVerse Café. Thanks for coming to hang out. Who's your favorite cryptid barista at FrankiVerse Café? I love Sasquatch, of course. Nessie is always super fun. Mothman, fabulous. Always gives great advice while pouring your coffee. Also, I need to start working on this sleeve situation here. We went very kind of avant-garde on this sleeve. We went very freestyle. I made this panel and stitched it on. And then just sort of made it go together. So I think we're kind of gonna try to rock that same situation over here. Is what I want to do. Blurry Beard, thanks for liking the live. And Master Tempo says they made a deal on Mount Hermon, then a third of them fell here. Can you say more about that? Do you have a YouTube link with said, like, I'm not even going to say conspiracy theory because all timelines are real somewhere. So, like, what's your YouTube link to who explains more about that? Before I answer, why is it daytime? Because I'm currently in Europe. So you might be in the USA where it is dark times. However, I am currently living over here in the Europes and it is 9:27 a.m. where I am. Thank you, Crazy. I like this AI face too. I enjoy all the little AI filters on here. Again, I don't have to do makeup and I can be a different character without any effort. I just push a button and it makes my face different. I like it. I like it. Okay, now I need to be told more about the aliens though. Y'all can't come in here into my chitty chats in the FrankiVerse cafe and say that you are an alien and or know about aliens and then not tell me more. Like what? I am not in France, but I have been in France. This is a fun little game. Guess where I am right now that makes it this level of daylight. That's a fun little, like, what would you say, like web sleuthing. TikTok live detective? Maybe that should be a new job in this weird world that we live in. I think that could be a cool thing. TikTok live detective. You watch TikTok lives and determine who's an AI and who's a bot and where they are in the world. Look up Book of Enoch and it would be Rob Skibba on YouTube if you can find it. But that's all I'm comfortable saying. Fascinating. I do know some of the Book of Enoch stuff. I mean, I've rocked Ancient Aliens, Ancient Civilizations, Ancient Apocalypse with Graham Hancock. Like, I've done a lot of autistic deep dive data collection in my time as a human on aliens who don't live on planet Earth. I mean, that's how I write all my sci-fi stories for FrankiVerse Café and such. You know? I was in France. I would guess up. You have to guess over. Do you know, I was just having a chat with ChatGPT yesterday about why is my NeuroSpicy brain not better at geography? Because I'm really great at, like, navigating, for example. Like, I was absolutely that person when I was in South Dakota. My home turf, I guess I would say. Look at this filter. Keeps doing something weird with my hair. It's fine. But on my home turf. Hello, Hector. Oh, are we going to get married if you're in love? I'm in Europe. We have to do, like, some kind of meet somewhere. Book of Enoch is quoted by other prophets. Ezekiel is the best book to read for the things you're looking for. Oh, really? What about undersea aliens? Hell yes, undersea aliens. Oh, all the day long to undersea aliens. What? Tell me about USOs and the stories. Do we have, again, YouTube links? I love that stuff too. I know that, like, Columbus has a story. I mean, there's so many old, like, you know, the conquistadors and various other sailors, pirates, whatever, from back in the day when you shouldn't have been on the ocean in a wooden boat, but we did because we're humans and we're like, I can do that, hold my beer. But yeah, they say they saw stuff in the water. Knock, knock, who's there? Flying ram. Mariana Trench. Oh, yes, Mariana Trench, all that good stuff. And the Arctic Circle and, like, what's going on down there. Linda Moulton Howe. That chica, we know her, yeah, from the Ancient Aliens and various other programs. She hangs out with Dr. Stephen Greer, I do believe. I love that I have so many alien enthusiast fam coming into FrankiVerse Cafe this morning. That's so great. Cheers, you guys. I love that. That makes me so happy. I am in Europe, yes. Oh, thank you, Master Tempo. And are you Master Tempo because you are like a DJ? Do you do musics? What's Master Tempo mean? I'm always fascinated by people's names on here. Like, where does it come from? Was a drummer once. Ooh, my brother Johnny Boy is a drummer, and he did some, like, metal band stuff. Marching band, very cool. My sister was, is it flag girl? The ones that are at the front of the marching band with the flags. They're flag girls. My sister was a flag girl. I was a cheerleader once upon a time. You know, ADHD, autism, I had to memorize all the moves and all the cheers and all the informations and then shout and scream and bounce off the walls and be crazy. And that worked for my ADHD, autistic personality before I knew I had such things. What about alien civilization in Antarctica? Hell yeah. Okay, well, that's the question though, isn't it? Because some people talk about, like, if you go to the Arctic Circle there's some kind of entrance that goes under the ice sheet to some underground whatever, science lab, I don't know. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Linda Moulton Howe, she talks about it in some, I don't even know if it was a documentary with Dr. Stephen Greer or if it was like one of the ancient aliens, ancient civilizations shows or whatever, but she talks about it, how she knows some scientists and has interviewed them who have been there, and they're like, they take you under the ice, like they can't talk about what's down there. Is it the entrance to the reptilian tunnels that go throughout the planet? And that's definitely where Loch Ness and all of the sea serpents are getting, like, from the different lakes to other lakes and hanging out in the seas and whatever. This app is for young people. Leave. You can't make me, and you don't know how old I am and who decides what young is. Like, whatever, man. It's cool. But welcome to FrankiVerse Café, even with your little grumpy Gus attitude, because we understand that right now in this series of humanity and existence is pretty wild and crazy. Sometimes people get grouchy and want to be mad at people on TikTok, which I think is funny. What happens to my face? There's a button you can push on the TikToks for effects, and you can make filters on your face, and I find it highly enjoyable. Antarctica is off limits. Why? Why indeed? X Roses X. Is that how you say your name? Or is that not the correct way to say it? Antarctica is off limits. And the question is why? Because what do they have that they don't want us to touch? Like, they're not hiding penguins, you know? That's not what they're doing. They could be hiding my creepy dolls. If I were a reptilian overlord living underneath the Antarctic ice sheet, I know I would want to collect all of my little silly crochet dolls. I know I would. Like Pokemon. Anyway. Close enough. X Frozes X, is it, can you, man, how do you phonetically correct the pronunciation of a TikTok handle? I don't know. I tried. Can I call you Rosie? Just give you a nickname? Like, Double X Rosie? Anyway, we gotta rock something for this sleeve here, y'all. We got a sleeve here. We need a sleeve on this side. So we gotta rock some crochet and make a sleeve. And no, I will not leave. This is FrankiVerse Cafe. I own this establishment in the Digiverse, some timeline. Presidents, even the Pope, have gone there, but off limits for everyone. This is true. I mean, not that anybody's... That is kind of an interesting question, though. Like, nobody's built a resort or hotel or fancy whatever in Antarctica the way that they do in other remote places that are like, why would you ever go there? But would you ever go there to this weird fancy hotel resort or this weird little, you know, somebody built a bunch of bubbles that you can sleep in overnight. You know, people do weird stuff. But they don't do it in Antarctica. That is valid. Tell me more about what's not in Antarctica. And, like, is it just because it's cold? Because people live in Siberia. Like, there are colder places on the planet than Antarctica for people to live, and they live there. And it's bonkers. Like, have you ever seen some of those things where there's people living in whatever is the coldest place in the world to live in Siberia, where you have to, like, if you walked to, like, the grocery store or something, besides having to dress up like you're in, you know, nuclear winter, whatever, you also have to stop. Eskimos. Do Eskimos live in Antarctica? Does Antarctica have Eskimos? I mean, is that the things that I ask that are probably inappropriate questions to somebody? Whatever, I'm still curious. Like, are there Eskimo, Inuit, indigenous peoples peopling Antarctica? Right? Like, because we was sailing all over the world. Graham Hancock talks about this too, about like maps that, like really old maps that you find that look like they've been copied from other older maps. Because there's like, they have Antarctica even though they hadn't traveled there or something. I don't know. I had an opportunity once. Funny story, I used to work for the post office when I lived in Wisconsin back in the day. In another timeline, as another avatar. No, as this avatar, not with this face, of course. No tribes in it. There are no indigenous people in Antarctica. That's interesting. Just the penguins. I did have an opportunity. Operation High Jump. Operation High Jump is a great one to look at. Okay. That one sounds a little familiar. I have read like Project Blue Book, which is, I mean, obviously that's like, you know, the government censored version of we investigated aliens and all the stuff. Guys, we really had an honest go at it. We really did. And here's Project Blue Book, and we talked to the pilots and we talked to the people and we did our best, but we just couldn't come up with anything conclusive. Meanwhile, as Master Tempo lets us know, they're in some little room somewhere, shaking hands with the aliens and letting them live here, but they don't even want to come hang out on our TikTok lives. Like, what? Come on, guys. You wanted to come and hang out with humanity and live on Earth, you could at least, you know, come have a coffee with us and chat. I don't think, you know, I get it. We're sort of inferior life forms or whatever. We're less evolved, but we're fun, you know, and we mean well. But anyway, once upon a time, I did have the opportunity to go, there's a post office in Antarctica where there's just one post person who takes care of this post office, and you live there by yourself with the penguins. And it's like, they do it in shifts of, I don't remember if it was like a year or something like that. Like, I didn't do it because at the time I was like, I had 5 dogs and I was like, I can't leave my dogs for that long. And I can't. No disclosure is key. Operation High Jump is about Antarctica. High jump. Wouldn't it be a low jump because it's way down there? They come up with kind of dumb names for stuff, don't they? Operation High Jump. Like, God, you guys really should be hiring some sci-fi writers to help you name your operations so they'd at least be a little more entertaining. Like, Operation High Jump sounds like you are kind of a villain doing dumb stuff. Man, I gotta... See, this is how you know that I just woke up and got on here, because I haven't showered and washed my hair, and these little straggly bits are... Again, this is why the AI face filter, because I don't have to do the make-em-ups. I just put on the button face. Not if there's a wall. Okay, talk to me about this wall. Master Tempo and Rosie, friends, hey, talk to me about this wall situation, because this is not the first time I've heard this. And like, somebody, I can't remember now, somebody else was talking about this. And I had only just heard that recently, where they're like, there's a wall in Antarctica that's like, beyond that, there's a whole other like human civilization or something. I don't know what they say is on the other side of it. Like, I have no idea. The firmament. Say more, Master Tempo. What are you talking about? I love this conversation, by the way. I do genuinely enjoy this. I love talking about all the things that, you know. Again, you can call them conspiracy theories, but we called a lot of stuff conspiracy theories, you know, decades ago that turned out, oh no, there's some stuff going on. Like, we all know that the governments are all talking to each other and doing shady shit and just keeping us in the dark because they think we're stupid. We all know this. Old maps show Antarctica as a wall. Old maps show Antarctica as a wall. That's interesting. That is interesting. Like, as if old sailors and explorers had gone there and found a wall and mapped it. That's interesting. When they said, let us make them in our image, what do you think they meant? I mean, I don't, you know, that's a whole other, because that's where the Enoch thing gets a little too close to Christianity for me, that I'm like, okay, I don't know how much of that to, because that's the other thing, right? Like, narrative control is something that obviously happens all the time. They even show Antarctica free of ice. Old maps show Antarctica free of ice. That's interesting too. Because, okay, like, talk to me a little bit about, like, the Graham Hancock theory of, you know, ancient civilizations and Atlantis, and, you know, at the end of the last ice age, we got hit with comet debris, because they are actually finding geological survey type things where it shows, like, I think somewhere close to where I am, even close-ish. I think in Turkey. I don't know. I got real close to Turkey in the Czech Republic recently. And Georgia, the country. I think somewhere over there they have this evidence of, like, massive comet impact that would have kicked up a whole bunch of debris into the atmosphere and caused, like, a massive cool down, like Graham Hancock talks about. And the Vatican wanted certain things out of, well, of course they wanted certain things out of the Bible. Again, it's, you know, Christianity is about mass narrative control and not necessarily like, oh, we want you all to be happy and live really good lives and enjoy your human experience. No, that's not what they're doing. We know that's not true. I love this. FrankiVerse Café, like, what's all the secret business going on that we're trying to figure out about edition? I love it. That makes me so happy. I don't think you guys understand how much I enjoy this kind of conversation. I really do. I've done so much of the, like, I've watched, were you ever invited to the village of Taloglamour to witness the rise of Mantipus? No, I have not. Hello, Pure Hellfire 666. 6 is my number. Cheers to you. That it is. Because my birthday's on the 6th. 6 is my number. Very Nikola Tesla, multiples of 3 is my vibes. Sorry, where were we going? I was talking about aliens. How many of you have watched the, like, some Gaia TV interviews with Extra-Dimensionals? Ruben Langdon, he, like, goes and finds channelers, like people like Daryl Anka, who talk to Bashar, who I'm currently pissed off at, actually. Bashar and Abraham both can kind of suck my ass right now. Like, if you guys are really trying to help humanity, show up in the physical. Like, hey, you pussy bitches, come incarnate into this mess if you know so much about it. That's my thought. Anyway, what are the other ones, though? Who's that other guy? Matthias De Stefano, who says he remembers alien lives, which are not really past lives, they're all simultaneous lives. Violation warning. Because I use certain words? Geez, TikTok. Take it easy, man. Like, whatever, TikTok. I'm trying to have fun talking to my friends. Did you hear about the aliens in Las Vegas? I did not. Tell me more. I know there was that, was that a year or two ago? They had, like, I want to say there was some footage of, like, a weird alien something or other in Florida outside of a mall or something that there was footage of, kind of, sort of. Or, okay, is this the aliens in Las Vegas that were, there was something where, like, somebody said there was aliens in their backyard, and, like, even the cops came and saw some stuff, and they're like, we don't know what we saw. Is that the Las Vegas one? Yeah, Miami had one, like, outside of a mall, and, like, same situation where, like, there's, like, obviously cops and stuff, and it's all, like, cell phone footage. You know, it is kind of amazing sometimes that, like, you have these things that happen, and even though we've got amazing cell phones, like, that's the thing people say a lot, even about ghost hunting and stuff like that, which I also love. If you want to talk about, like, ghost hunting, haunty places, also super down for that, as well as aliens. FrankiVerse Café loves all things not mainstream, basically. Where were we? Miami aliens, Las Vegas aliens. Oh, Boomerang. lost my train of thought. Must be time to sip some coffee. It must be time to sip some coffee and think more about my favorite alien stuff. Oh yeah, cell phones, and how come we don't have better pictures? But then they say that like when you're paranormal investigating, you know, ghosty boos and stuff, that they totally like mess with your electronics. So probably alien entities that have different nervous systems and vibrate different electromagnetic frequencies around them, like, because we all do, you know, we're organic. They probably jack up our cell phones and that so that you can't get videos. It's not like I scramble your stuff on purpose, Doctor Who. Maybe a little bit more like your guys' electronics aren't made to pick up the sensory whatever, you know, the visible light spectrum that we emit or something. I don't know. I don't know, but I do, like, I had no idea when I came to hang out and have coffee at FrankiVerse Café this morning that I was going to end up with a fabulous conversation about aliens and that TikTok was going to go give me violations because I curse. Apparently I need to go stay on YouTube. Does anybody else get a little bit annoyed at all of the constant surveillance and policing? Like, I can't even hang out and have coffee and talk about aliens. Like, leave me alone, TikTok. I'm just trying to hang out with my fam, okay? And talk about all of the things that you have really awesome, sometimes, videos about, but they're all AI. That's the thing that really kind of makes me a little bit... Why you got restricted? I don't know, because I said curse words and apparently TikTok is not down with that. Because I'm an adult and I talked like an adult and the powers that be don't like us to be sovereign free beings. Of course they don't. But anyway, the coffee's almost done. When it is, I will probably go and actually figure out a sleeve to this thing. Maybe I'll go write some little blippity boops for my mini zines about my FrankiVerse Cafe baristas now that we've had this fabulous conversation. If you do want to check out the replays of these kind of lives, I am putting them in my NeuroSpicy TV on my YouTube channel, FrankiVerse Cafe, where hopefully I won't get dinged for using adult language because I am an adult and I don't say anywhere that any of my shit is for kids. I don't. But still, super happy that I started the day at FrankiVerse Cafe with my weird little dolls and my awesome friends. AI can get trigger block happy. You know, isn't that kind of the dumb thing? Like, it's not even a person checking your stuff to see if you're being appropriate or following community guidelines. It's not someone that has the ability to detect nuance, right? It's just a thing that just screens the words and just flags words. Like, it's annoying and it's inefficient. But I guess it's probably the cheapest option that TikTok has for being able to monitor, and they say, and you know, to some degree it's probably a liability thing. Like, you can't sue us, we have AIs that are tracking all the time. This is kind of fun. I could use her as a little puppet. The government's hiding aliens. I did make this doll. I crocheted this doll. I think I'm going to sell them on my website because I think they're weird, creepy fun. Arms are longer than the legs because maybe she's an alien. Hi, I'm an alien. I'm living in Europe. I can't go outside because my arms are longer than my legs, and people see it and they freak out and they start taking pictures. And then the government comes knocking at my door again, like, you can't be showing yourself to people because then they're gonna know that aliens are real. And I'm like, okay, but don't they already know that aliens are real? Like, come on. So yeah, I did make this doll. I think it's super cute. Oh, I think she's super cute, even though she's mildly weird and creepy. It's kind of on brand for me, really. Like, cute, weird, slightly creepy. I think I'm gonna make more. Along with making my crocheted sleeve for my thing and some more of my rockin' rad hats. Because I also love my hats. I dig my little braids, and I'm selling these on my website too. And you get to like play with them all day. Like, just think how safe you are in the world when you walk around and you've got these big long braids that you can just smack people with when you need to. Don't you steal my purse. You know, that kind of thing. This face actually works really well with this hat and this sweater, I think. I like this. This will have to be a FrankiVerse character. We'll figure out who she is and write her in. Yes. Not super complicated to make. Actually, this took me, I made the head in like 15 minutes and the body about the same. And then I put the stuff on to braid the arms and the legs with some different yarns. This one's a little bit more stretchy. And I put the hair on it. And I put the face on it. The face was, that was just kind of like, it's all freestyle, basically. I kind of was just like making it up as I went along, which is also how I've been doing this sweater. Because I've been doing knitting and crocheting long enough that I can just kind of make shapes until it's what I want, and then I put it together. And it might be kind of, again, it might not be Gucci or Coachella or whatever, but I still think it's fun. It's colorful, it's strange, it's unique. That's FrankiVerse Café. I think if you get restricted here, you don't get recommended. Well, whatever. It's not like TikTok's recommended me so hard that I'm a millionaire yet anyway. So, like, whatever, TikTok. Oh no, TikTok's not gonna recommend me. Oh no. The algorithm gods are displeased. Oh no. Very colorful, looks nice. Thanks, Rosie. Aw. Do you want to know what I just realized? Rose is X. Hey, Rosie friend. I have a character in my stories. Rosie the J-Bot. Rosie used to be a bud tender at a Orion Portal hookah bar and would like sell the stuff, and she's an AI robot. But she eventually like became sentient enough to be curious about the stuff she was selling to patrons and started taking it herself and decided she didn't want to be a bud tender anymore. She just wanted to use the product and just chill at the Orion Portal. And now she just chills at the Orion Portal being Liddy McGinty all day long and hangs out with Franki and watches her eat nachos. It's a good time. Look at that, you saw my face for just a tiny bit. Anyway, fam. Rosie, friend sauce. I've had the best time chilling with you. I'm so glad that I decided to have coffee on TikTok Live. I just made up Rose X, kind of in a rush. Well, I think you did well. I think it's perfect. I enjoy it. So, thanks so much for hanging out, friends. I think I'm gonna go make another coffee and start rocking on this sleeve here. And maybe go add a few little things to my YouTubes and my websites and keep doing the content creator playtimes. But like, thanks so much for coming to hang out and chilling out, even though, you know, again, I have displeased the TikTok algorithm gods. It's been awesome, fam. Thanks for hanging out at FrankiVerse Café, and I hope that you have a beautiful, relaxed as you possibly can be sort of day, considering, again, the psychological thriller / alien horror story / like police surveillance state that we are all currently trying to exist in and still have a little bit of fun. Peace out, fam. Big love.